Welcome back, guys. This is Tim Reviews Everything. Guys, if you're not a subscriber, if you could do that, I just got over 400 subscribers and I really appreciate it. Guys, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I don't have a set schedule, and give me a thumbs up, guys. Leave comments. Today, another video on my work. Why? Because I'm getting good interaction on it and it's helping people, and that's what I want this channel to do, okay? So it's a review on my job, and it took off. The first video had over 7,000 views, and the second one I just put out last week, it had over 350. I think I'm creeping up on 400 views. So I'm getting good interaction on these videos. So I want to keep helping people. So guys, like I said, I've been at my job, I'm on my 24th year now, so I will give you every little tip I could possibly think of. So let's get to today's video. So the first thing I want to talk about, guys, is bags, whether it's potatoes, carrots, I got onions here. If you're a dry goods warehouse, you got dog food, you got, whatever it is, guys, cat litter, flour, whatever it is that you have in your area. I highly recommend taking the top of that bag and facing it towards the middle of your pallet. Okay, because I can't tell you how many times that people will just throw a bag on there, a bag of potatoes. See this open bag of potatoes right here? Well, that is on the pallet, but sometimes that happens whenever you throw it onto your pallet. So if you have the top of the bag facing on the outside and that bag pops open, now you're going to start losing the contents inside of that bag, whether it's potatoes, carrots, or whatever. Well, what happened? You just lost the bottom of your pallet. So now your pallet's going to lean and it's going to fall over. I highly recommend facing the tops of your bag, like this potato pallet right here. This is just one that got, that came in from the truck. But as you can see, all the tops are facing towards the middle of the pallet. You never want the top of your bag facing outwards. That's my first tip for today. My second tip, guys, when possible, throw on the side of the pallet you're standing on. Okay, so if you select a case from this side of the aisle, you want to throw it on that side of the pallet. I see way too many people walking around their pallet, throw the case down. Then they got to come back over to the same side of the aisle because the next slot's, over here that they're throwing. Stay on that side. Bam, 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 bam. See this pallet? This is my wet room pallet that I was doing just the other day. And as you can see, my one side of my pallet is real high. I'm saving time. I didn't have any time on the clock whenever I was doing this. So I'm thinking I got to save time. So I stacked my one side of the pallet that I was throwing on, and then I continued to do the other side. I'm going to show a little quick clip to show you what this was whenever it was all said and done. All right, so I selected one side at a time. You can see all my broccoli stacked up. Guys, you don't have to be pretty on this stuff. Get it out the door. Put the carrots together because they always cause havoc. Walking around here, asparagus are all together. I try to keep cases together when possible. Got more asparagus up here. So like I say, guys, on that pallet there, you could see that it turned out just fine. You get used to selecting certain boxes. The only time that I will walk to another side of the pallet to put a case down is if you got that one case you've just been waiting for. You got this open spot, and if you're a selector for a while, you know this, okay? You got that one case that you're just waiting for. You're hoping you're going to get it, and you get it. I will walk around and put that case in that spot. But guys, when possible, stacked the cases on the side of the aisle that you're on that side of the pallet. As you can see in that video that I just showed you, that little clip, guys, the pallet turned out just fine. And also on there, which leads me to another tip, those carrots are very awkward. They come in, there's nothing flat about them. They're awkward the way because they're bundled in there so tight. I try to keep my carrots together. I always stack them on a corner and stack them together so I don't have them all over the place and creating a lot of havoc and having multiple uneven spots. I'd rather keep all that problem items in the same spot on that same corner. So that's another tip. So that's the new tips that I want to talk about today. And I'm just going to add some pictures in from my last video I was talking about. I told you, like in this picture right here, this is the first layer of my juice pallet. I told you how important it is to keep within the confines of that pallet. You do not want to be hanging over the edge of your pallet. It is so crucial to stay within the confines of that pallet. As you can see, guys, my first layer is spaced out. I don't care as long as it's within the confines of that pallet. I got a nice spaced out first layer. I know I got a nice solid base now. So my next layer on top of that is going to be more compacted. There's probably going to be less gaps, and I'm going to start filling it in and making it more solid of a pallet. But my base, my first layer always has gaps within the pallet like this one here. So another thing I talked about on the last video was how I said that your corners should be higher than the outs or the inside. You should have those nice solid corners, and they should always be higher on the outside. In this picture here, but what did I say? I said once I get above waist high, it doesn't matter that much. And I'm showing you right here, there's a pallet where the corner is lower than the inside. I want you to know that once you get to a certain point, you judge on where you think your pallet is the most sturdiest. I always go about waist high. This is above waist high, so I don't care if I have low corners whenever I get to a certain extent. I just want to show you a picture of that because I talked about it, now I have a picture to go with it. And the last thing I want to talk about from the other video is I said I hate putting boxes on its side. I said that you should be selecting the cases off the pallet the way they come on the pallet. Doesn't always work out that way. There are times I do turn cases on their side. I don't particularly like it, but I do it sometimes. But when I do, as you can see in this picture right here, I put those piers on their side. I could walk over to that case of piers and I could slide that whole case out. I got no weight on that case. So anytime I turn a case on its side, you should be able to slide that case in and out with no problem, with no weight on it. That's my role. That's what I do when I turn a case on its side. I make sure that there's no weight on it. So like here, like I said, I can go in and I can pull that whole entire case of piers out without that pallet falling over. I just wanted to fill in a gap. And like I said, I don't like doing this, but sometimes I do. So guys, that's it for today. Just a quick video. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep these a lot quicker. Any tips I can think of. When I'm at work, I'm just, oh yeah, okay, and I just jot things down. So I'm sure there's going to be more videos of this coming out. Anything I could think of to help you guys. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day.